Hey folks, welcome back. My name is Jim. Got another onCourse support video for you. We're going to be looking at quotes today, and quotes are in onCourse basically like an invoice, like a draft invoice that you can create and edit, change as you need to right up until the point where you convert it from a quote into an invoice for a sale. And there's a couple of different ways that you can create them. So we're here on the dashboard. Could just type quotes, go to the quotes window, which is actually the invoices window, just with a filter. And you can come down here and click the plus button and then select create quote. You'll see here we have the new quote open, and you'll need to make sure that you've already created a lead. So you cannot create and save a quote without it being attached to a lead. So if you create a quote this way, then you'll need to make sure that the lead already exists in your system. And thankfully it does. In ours, I've just created one before for Acme. We'll show you the other way that you can create them as well. If I have my leads window here open to the list view, and I'm going to click on this lead here, and we'll just come down to invoices and we'll click the plus button. And that will automatically create a new quote with the lead pre-filled out. So it's probably a little bit faster if you've already got the lead created. So as you can see, a new quote looks exactly the same as an invoice. We have here the lead and also who the invoice is going to. That can be separate. Customer reference, obviously, is just a field that you can set if you have your own sort of referencing number system that you want to use. Or your customer does, perhaps. They might have like a purchase order number or something that you might want to pop in there. Invoice date and due date are just two date fields that you can take advantage of. And quote lines is probably the most important part because that's where you enter in all the details around the quote. So obviously because they are kind of tied inherently to leads, let's kind of work this out to be something similar. So we see here in this case, this lead has an estimated value of $1,500, 10 students to do accounting. So let's just follow through on that. And we'll, like you can in other invoices, you can set different income accounts and quantities if you need to, if that's the sort of thing you want to keep track of. You can assign it to a class budget. You can even assign it to just an enrollment, a particular enrollment, if that's already happened, like if you already created the class and you have the student enrolled already. So let's say for this case, this is just going to be 10 enrollments in accounting, and we'll put down that as a total of $1,500. And let's perhaps also say, don't forget you can set your tax types and stuff if you need to as well. And then if we want to add one more quote line, we'll just hit the plus button here. I could delete the last one if I made a mistake just by hitting this bin button, bin icon. And I don't know, let's say this one is 10 scientific calculators. Those are important. And I don't know, for whatever reason, that can be $250. It seems quite cheap for 10 scientific calculators, but whatever. And then we'll hit save. And there we have our quote. Quote number 25 has been created. And you can see here, so it's now 10 enrollments in accounting, it's $1,500, 10 scientific calculators, $250. It's a total of $1,750. You can see here it was who it was created by, where it's created, as per usual. And like I said before, this is fully editable. So unlike an invoice, after it's been created, I can come back in here and just change this. I can obviously change it here in this view if I want to, or if we're in the list view, we just double click and come back into it, make our changes. Let's say, oh wait, no, we thought it was going to be $1,500 all up, not excluding the scientific calculators. And maybe you're in a very friendly mood, and so you decide to change the price to $1,250, and you hit save, and then you can see the total changes to $1,500, and everything is good let's say that this quote is accepted. You send it away to the customer, and let's say you generate this little quote PDF, and we hit share, and that generates. Then what we can do is they've come back to you and said, yes, we accept your quote. Please do this. You can convert the quote to an invoice. If you want to make a duplicate quote, you can also do that. Just say if you want to keep a record of what you've done previously, say you want to negotiate with Acme Enterprises over time, you might go through a couple of quotes, and you might want to keep a track of that for auditing purposes. But if you want to go ahead and convert this quote to an invoice, we'll just highlight it, come down to the cogwheel, and click Convert Quote to Invoice. You can see here you can review it all one more time if you want, make any last changes if I want to change anything, and then hit save. And there it is, invoice created. It's been assigned an invoice number, and that's it. Invoice created for $1,500. And that is quotes in onCourse. It really is that simple. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in another one. Cheers.